match. 122 pounds, Paulie Ayala looks to make it 2 wins in a row over Clarence Bones Adams. That's coming up. Let's take a look at some highlights of the first time these two met back in August of last year. And in the second round, it was that left hook to the chin from Paulie Ayala that caught Bones Adams, and Adams desperately tried to hang on. Ayala coming back with more in the second round. All three judges scored it a 10-8 round. But Adams was able to stabilize himself, throwing hard shots, but also doing more boxing, moving around the ring. Intense action all the way through. In the 11th, a headbutt, though, from Paulie Ayala opens up a big gash over the left eye of Bones Adams. But Adams wouldn't surrender. And in the 12th round, it was all Bones Adams. Paulie Ayala's corner told him he had won the fight. Adams doing everything he can, winning 10-9 on all three judges' scorecards. But it was Ayala taking the close with decision. Ayala and Clarence Bones Adams. Ayala 4 years older than Adams. Both fighters the same height. Both fighters enjoying the same reach. Ayala weighed in at 122. Bones Adams a half pound less. And when they stepped on our unofficial HBO scales, both fighters weighed in at 133 pounds. Punch that number now with Larry Merchant.
In their first fight, you can see that Adams was more active and landed more punches. In the power punch department, he landed many more power punches according to our statistics, which is why most people thought he had won the fight.
Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Paulie Ayala Clarence Bones Adams fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the unified rules of the Association Boxing Commission. There is no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. In case the cut is caused by an accidental headbutt, we go to the scorecard if the 4 rounds have been completed, and it cannot be said by the bell in any round, including the 12th and final round.
Clarence Bones Adams says he's bad to the bone. Bones Adams started boxing when he was 5 years old. He turned pro at the early age of 15. We talked about the great condition that Ayala is always in. Adams says he can gain up to 30 pounds in between fights, but once he sits down to train, he's serious, and he's in serious shape, he says tonight.
Bone cultivates his image as a hillbilly, but he's one of those country boys who's a country slicker.
You hear how the crowd feels. Let's take a closer look at Bones Adams.
Bones Adams has been in a flap with the commission here over temporary advertisements on his back for some kind of betting service. He had to go to the state Supreme Court to get approval, and they gave him approval as a free speech right. He gets $50,000, and according to him, every time he wins, he'll get twice as much money, which means if he wins 10 straight, he'll own the betting service and the island that it lives on. He is, however, injury-prone. He's had both shoulders, both sides of his jaw, both hands hurt, and he's also been cut up. His ambition, one of the oddest we've ever heard from a fighter, to become a cut man after he retires, because he says he only likes to spend a limited amount of time among fighters because they are all jerks, including himself.
Well, here's one guy who made a suit that Paulie Ayala making his way to the ring. Ayala started boxing when he was 4 years old. He says he had over 300 amateur fights. He says he expects Bones Adams to change his style this evening and try to box him more as opposed to stand and trade with him as Emmanuel Stewart also suggests.
You see his wife behind him. He takes all of his press conferences, gets tapes of all of his fights. They have a vast, almost presidential library filled with tapes from the start of his professional career. I gave the walk-in to Ayala 5'8" to 5'7" on creativity.
He told us that his 2-year-old daughter picked out his walkout sound. It certainly doesn't sound that way this evening as he walks in.
Yeah, I asked him if it was Itsy Bitsy Spider. He said it was some kind of church rock music.
Larry, a closer look now at Paulie Ayala.
Paulie Ayala has been with the same trainers, managers, promoters, and wife for 10 years. It's odds against any one of those with any prize fighter. He has all four. That's the stability he has, and that's what led him suddenly to become Fighter of the Year in 1999 after he defeated Johnny Tapia. He's had a change of mind about rematches. He says he used to hate them because he had to fight one guy as an amateur 16 times. But since he got paid so well for the rematch with Tapia, and now the rematch with Adams, he's come to love them.
For the official introductions, let's send it in to ring announcer Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino of Las Vegas, Mr. Bob Arum and his Top Rank Incorporated proudly present 12 rounds of boxing for the IBO Super Bantamweight Championship of the World. Brought to you in association with the King of Beers, Budweiser, and sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission Chairman Dr. Luther Mack. The scoring will be done on a 10-point must system, and the 3 judges assigned to ringside will be Dwayne Ford, Patricia Jarman Manning, and Paul Smith. And when the referee steps into the ring in charge of the action, he will be Kenny Bayless. And now from the Mandalay Bay of Las Vegas, for the heroes of emergency service, police, and fire departments, and for the members of the armed forces of the United States of America, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue, black, and white, and weighing in at 121½ pounds. In 48 professional contests, he has 41 victories, including 19 knockouts and 4 defeats with 3 bouts even. From Henderson, Kentucky, here is the challenger, the former WBA Junior Featherweight Champion of the World, known as the People's Champion, Clarence Adams. And across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing navy blue with red letters, officially weighing in with 122 pounds. He brings a professional record standing at 33 victories in 34 bouts, including 12 knockouts and only 1 defeat. From Fort Worth, Texas, the 2-time world champion, the reigning, defending IBO Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, Paulie Ayala.
Okay, just one, ring center. Okay, fellas, our trunks are high here and here. Any punch thrown in this area is considered low. Any punch thrown in this area is considered clean. Understand? Now, fellas, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want you to keep the fight clean at all times, protect yourself at all times, and what I say you must obey. Good luck to both of you. Touch gloves.
The only IBO champion I ever heard of before this was Dick Tiger, who was a middleweight and light heavyweight champion and a member of the Ibo tribe of Nigeria. So this is in honor of Dick Tiger.
Ibo always getting to be very popular. It's jumping up all over the thing. Roy Jones, Lennox Lewis, they're all IBO champions.
Incidentally, guys, Dwayne Ford, one of the judges for tonight's bout, he also judged the first meeting between Ayala and Adams, and he was the lone judge who scored the fight in favor of Bones Adams.
There is a lot at stake here. The winner may be fighting the winner of Barrera and Morales next. That fight being postponed from next week until June. Incidentally, the Nevada Commission ruled that Adams' beard does not really give him any extra protection. It's a very light beard.
At this stage, I noticed Ayala seems to be heavier than before. He looks a lot more stronger, but seemingly he's lost a little step in his speed also.
Well,
at least it appears to me at this stage.
Yeah, he said he built himself up to 140 plus pounds, working his weights, and then pared himself down to this weight, but he does look a little thicker to the body.
A little thicker and a little slower.
Bones Adams is indeed boxing more than he did. He's not confronting and trying to exchange with Ayala quite as much.
He's picking his punches this time. He's trying to pick them in certain spots and then walk away, give him a few angles, land a clean shot, walk away again.
Ayala said one of the things that he was disappointed about in his performance after the first fight is that he looked so clean the first couple of rounds against Bones by using a strong jab, and he got away from it later in the fight. And he shouldn't trade it. He says look for him to reestablish his jab. This fight picking up right where it left off.
Good combination on the rope. Ayala reminiscent of the second round of the first fight, but not doing anywhere near the damage.
Work out, work out, work it out! Look out here, fellas! No need for these two fighters to feel each other out. They know each other quite well. Good crisp action here in the first round.
They're punching them more like welterweights than middleweights this time. Smaller guys.
There you go, Tim.
That's the way to go. Okay, look, this guy does not like the pressure. He's already scared of you. He's scared of your power. He's going back. But the way you gotta set it up, you gotta keep those double jabs working, okay? Now you put it in check. Beautiful. You're doing good.
Don't do the same mistake again the last time you did. You went back and straight.
Let me highlight him again. Let me talk.
Okay.
Stay behind the shoulder, okay? Yeah, every time you get your shots off, I want you to make a defensive move, man. Don't stand there. Don't raise up. Keep your chin tucked. Defensive man.
Here's that combination on the ropes.
Very much like in the first fight. When Ayala gets in close, he's more effective with those little cutie pie punches than Bones. Bones has to have a little bit of room to land his shots.
CompuBox punch stat numbers from round one. Ayala 22 of 64 for 34%. Adams 16 of 67, 24%.
Bones is using his left hand not so much as a jab, it's more like a rod to kind of keep a zone finder, a distance, keep him at a distance where he can pot shot him. And that's why often he'll walk away and he'll push the left hand out just where he can get enough room to counterpunch.
Great, sit back clean, fellas. You heard Paulie Ayala's trainer, Henry Mendez, in between rounds saying he wants to see a southpaw fighter use a double jab. Wants him to stick with the jab. Work out.
See, once they get in close, those shorter punches are usually favoring Ayala.
one way to fight, and that's move forward, find your opponent, and start to fire. Catches Adams with a big left hook.
And caught a right hand in return.
Referee Kenny Bayless telling Paulie Ayala to keep the shots up.
All right, here we go. Time in.
We start to see
Touch glove. Touch up. Now we go.
some swelling under the left eye of Bones Adams.
The underdog won the first fight. The underdog won't win this fight. It's virtually even.
Coming in March, look for the return of On the Record with Bob Costas. After last season's successful debut, look for more Bob with special guests, including sports superstars and entertainers. Could there be a season 2 rematch with Vince McMahon?
I'm asking you the question. Then Coach, shut your mouth and let me answer the question, all right? I'll be happy to answer. Go ahead and answer it. Good.
Big names, bold questions, hot facts. Please note On the Record's new day and time, Thursday nights at 10:30 p.m., only on HBO.
Stay behind the shoulder, keep it moving, man. We can't hit you. You're doing good. You're doing good. Okay? You're doing good. All right. Good boy. Good.
We talked earlier, there was that exchange of a hard left and a hard right. We talked earlier about how Ayala fight every minute of every round. In both rounds, he landed solid punches at the end of the round. And if the rounds are close, those punches can make the difference.
Bones is fighting in spot. He's fighting a kind of some out there to go walkout type fight, moving away, holding the guy off, picking the spots, moving in and out. Ayala all the time. He's certainly moving in. A little bit slower than he was before with the extra weight, but physically he seems to be a lot stronger.
Well, I think if he's moving a little slower, it may be the illusion against the guy who's boxing him more than is standing right in front of him.
You certainly can see the development of Paulie Ayala's upper body.
Well, if he's going to fight with the bigger boys, he's done a smart thing.
Look out!
Randall Holyfield built himself up from light heavyweight to a small heavyweight.
Well, for the first fight, Paulie said that he had to build himself up to just try to get to make 122. This time he was way heavier than that, which he likes here to come down to make 122, so he feels much stronger.
Nice counter left hand from Paulie Ayala.
Well, Adams has changed what he did in the first fight, and it hasn't helped him.
If he, right, he's going to have to be bigger than this too, because knowing you're fighting a guy like Paulie, who does the cut, doesn't get knocked out too easy, it's a good chance to fight, going to go to limit, you better get off until he bids you're trying to get points, and quit loading up on just 1 or 2 big power shots. Put together some little 2 big power shots to get in and out. There's a very good chance he's going to go to limit, and he's fighting the style that is basically gambling for a knockout, or to lose a decision.
Break the back clean, fellas. Come on. Double jab by Ayala to the midsection.
Break, let him up.
see Ayala get excited anytime he has Adams anywhere near the ropes.
That's when he's very effective with Adams, because a lot of times Adams keeps his head straight up sometimes when he's near the rope.
Adams ripping the left hook to Ayala. When he's backing up like this, Adams is creating the impression that even more than before, that Ayala is the aggressor.
And he's trying to get away from the fight instead of trying to stand in box. How you feel, baby? Good. Okay. Look, we gotta throw more than 2 shots. Okay? We can't be throwing just 2 shots or 1 shot. You're trying to go too wide with your left. Okay? You're trying to hurt him with your left. Think of right now, let's just slow him down, then we'll hurt him in the later round. You're trying to go too...
Now you're getting loose now. That's what we're working. You got to run the combinations back, right? Come on. Got to work through it.
Pretty deep, baby. Big one. Come on.
I see both guys landing power punches, and both guys have good chins, so it's probably going to be more of that going down the stretch. And sooner or later, somebody may end up getting hurt, either cut the way it's going.
Well, you know, one of the traditions of rematches very often has been that the guy who's win the first fight will win the second fight more easily. We can't tell that to Lewis and Rockman.
Well, we had doubts about who won the first fight between these two. It was up in there. It was very divided about that anyway, so it was really like a draw fight for the most part.
Let's bring in Harold Letterman and see how he has the fight scored 3-3.
Okay, Fred. I tell you the truth, I'm a little bit shocked. Well, all I've seen is Bones Adams running away. 3 rounds to nothing. 30-27, Paulie Ayala. He's not only the aggressor, he's walking him down, chasing him down, landing all the good shots, backing him off, doing everything you got to do. I mean, the clean, effective shots coming forward, clean, effective aggressiveness, good defense and ring generalship. It doesn't take more than that. Very simple. It's sport boxing. Bones Adams is backing up, Paulie taking it right to him.
Bones Adams is going to have to start winning rounds soon.
Oh, stop! Come back to this, fella.
Because the impression he's creating right now is he's here to go the distance. He's not here to win. Mandalay, you said before the fight started that you expected Bones Adams to come out and try to box more, opposed to stand and trade. But if he believes, there's been a butt. You can't see exactly where it is. Right in the middle of the forehead.
Accidental headbutt.
Very close to the same spot where there was a butt in the first bout.
Okay. All right, time in. Here we go.
There's such a thing as a flash butt. That was it. Head's barely grazing. But there does appear to be a little bit of blood.
I think one of the big factors is going to be when they trade a lot, still the head position of Adams when he pulls out, he keeps his head straight up. And Ayala keeps his head and chin tucked down. Not only does it mean he doesn't get hit as clean, but also when they clash heads, he's going to get the better of the butts also.
Let me play devil's advocate. Why change your style coming into a fight if you believe you won the fight the last time?
That's exactly the theory and probably the thought pattern of Adams.
Work out. Work out. Stop. Put back. Work out, fellas. Come on, work out of there.
This shot there as the 4th round comes to a close.
Coffee.
little bit of accidental headbutt on the
Let's
top.
take a look at the butt that just occurred here in the 4th round.
Accidental headbutt on the
Both fighters moving forward, almost clipped Adams in the same spot. Now here's the butt from their first fight in the 11th round back in August. This one just over the left eye of Bones Adams and much more severe. But it's very close to where that original butt occurred.
It shouldn't be a problem. The problem is Bones Adams is not in this fight. Good right hand by Adams, but only one punch. That ain't going to get it.
Now it comes right back. Rifles off 2 or 3 jabs and then does work through the body with his left hand. Black over the right hand. Adams, though, trying to loosen up. His way out with a quick 1-2.
Yeah, Adams did a good job of rolling those punches. He didn't get hit with anything, but it's still just his head position that I'm concerned about.
But you can see Paulie Ayala pick it up anytime he gets Bones anywhere near the corner.
We have to give Paulie a lot of credit for defense. He pointed out he has a much better defense than a lot of people, including me, have given him credit for in the past. Because he's so aggressive, a lot of times we don't really give him credit for the way he picks punches off with his gloves.
He told us all he cares about are what the judges think. He says that he believes that they see that he blocks most of the punches.
This is Adams' best round so far. Whether it's good enough to win a round remains to be seen in the last half minute.
So this is the type of a fight that Adams wants to fight, and feels he can win a decision probably. By just trying these little laying the punch, the cutie pie move here, picking his punches in and out, changing around angles. I don't know if it's going to be enough to win a fight against Ayala here, particularly in Nevada, which likes an aggressive, consistent fighter.
Ayala says there's no shame in my game, meaning he never stopped working.
Monday night, catch the next edition of Real Sports with Brian Gumbel. Among the stories, a look at the childhood game of dodgeball and the nationwide movement looking to ban the game from our schools. Also, we follow suspended American bobsledder Paulie Ayala throughout the games as he watches his teammates compete without him. Jovanovic was banned from the Olympics by the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency. That's Monday, February 25 at 10 p.m. Real Sports. Nothing is out of bounds. Come on. Pick it up. Let's let this guy out hustle us, man.
Don't worry about the cat, baby. Don't worry about the cat. Don't worry about anything.
All right.
Don't worry about anything. Just punch.
Nothing to worry about. Yes.
Check it out.
Okay, he's
Out of
slow. Try to counter him, okay? He's too slow.
So the 5th round, indicative of the theme of the evening, Paulie Ayala, throwing more punches and landing more punches. Ayala, 34 of 79 for 43% in the 5th round. Adams, 23 of 68 with 34 total punches he landed. body. Ayala promptly goes up there. Good counter by Adams, blocks Ayala.
Good right hand. He's got Ayala hurt. I'm going to see if he steps it up to him. He had Paulie hurt, but he let Paulie go back and dictate the fight.
Two big uppercuts from Paulie Ayala. Back the head of Bones Adams. There we go. Work out of this, fellas. Nice quick right counter.
Right hook counter
By Paulie Ayala.
What started off being maybe Bones' best round is turning out to be Ayala's round, simply because he gave him that breathing room. And he had him hurt, he didn't finish up. And right now, Ayala's coming back in, not hustling him.
Paulie Ayala rarely stops moving forward. There you saw both fighters straight shots to the head.
Ayala is used to this. He's very comfortable with these type of slow pitch fights. He's had so many of those. Okay, baby. Don't want to back up. Better round. I warned him for what he did, okay?
Thank you very much. See what I'm talking about?
Right here.
I know what I'm talking about.
Beautiful work. Better round. Better round. Got to put it together.
5 seconds out.
Punch that numbers telling the story there. Paulie Ayala landing more than double the amount of punches through 6 rounds in this fight than in the first. Let's bring in Harold Letterman to see how he has the score through 6.
Okay, Fred. That round 6, that was very, very close. But so far, it's the only round they gave to Bones Adams. Bones Adams at least landed some nice right-hand counter shots in the exchanges, and I'll take it for granted he's got a little bit more power. But Paulie Ayala is still backing this guy up, chasing him out of the ring, walking him down, doing everything you got to do to win the fight. 5 rounds to 1, 59-55, Paulie Ayala.
Ayala leans through with a straight left hand.
Ayala leads a lot with his left hand to the body, and then he'll fool you by getting there and looking at the body and shoot a straight left hand on the chin.
Watch your head, fellas. Work out, watch your head.
reacting to. That was a foot. Great body punch by Adams. Great combination punching here by Adams.
Adams is going to have to keep fighting this type of a fight all the way through.
But Ayala gets him off balance with a straight left hand.
Adams did a great job of using upper body movement to avoid most of those punches on the rope, as he's been doing quite often lately.
Work out, work out, work out!
Bones Adams showing a little bit more life here in the 7th round. Can he keep it up?
Beautiful.
Now you're fighting better, but you're fighting smarter now, okay? With the combination together, man. Don't pull up, okay? Beautiful. Better round, better round. Now let's step it up another one. Okay, that's right. That's what I want. You take it right, okay?
Can I say something, kid, please?
Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
Don't be in that guy. Anytime you inside, fuck him. Hit him in the back. Hit him whatever you can. On the night.
You only say inside?
Well, yeah. After you work your depth and you stay left, that's going to put you inside. Then work the body. If you work the body, son, he won't go another round, I promise you. Okay?
This is Bones Adams at his best. A lead right, an uppercut, good combinations, quick-handed punches, but not power punches.
If Bones could continue to do that, he could possibly pull this fight out. Because he had a lot of talent, and really, as I look at it, he's fighting a very good fight in a lot of ways. It's just his output is too low. But if he would stay busy punching, he would do a good job. Because he's landed quite a bit of punches.
Overhand right, temporarily rocking Paulie Ayala.
This fight has really been won simply on the fact that Paulie has working in more, and that's the difference right there. Because when Adams punches, he does very well.
Now more aggressive, moving forward.
And they both seem to be in excellent condition.
Ayala going to work in the corner, inside exchange with an overhand right.
Watch your head, fellas. Watch your head.
Bones lands a beautiful right uppercut, but he keeps his head straight up after that. He didn't move away. And Paulie Ayala comes back with those tail-end punches.
What did you call them, Emmanuel? Tail end?
Yep, right after an exchange, Paulie comes back. He's one of the best in the business at that, and that's how he wins a lot of those exchanges. Even if he gets caught with the better punches and the guy pulls back, he lands that last blow, and that impresses the judges.
Stop. Let him up. There you go. Good thing,
Ayala, quick 1-2 upstairs on Bones Adams.
Watch your head, guys. Watch your head.
close. It's becoming a fight.
Hey, Paulie. Hey, Kenny! He keeps throwing his bomb out! Hey, Kenny!
All he's doing is with that hand, he's throwing it. I got something that distracted you.
He's barehanded. That punch is the legal punch is coming.
In the meanwhile, you got to do something bad, okay? You can't let these shots up no return, man. Okay, but if you... So when you do make a miss, sometimes have some back in there again. They just go away from it, okay? Deep breath, deep breath. That'll ride. Now you fight a little smarter.
Ayala, used to being in close fights and pulling them out, maybe getting into another close fight here.
Yes, it is. And how many can you be in, especially when you have 400 amateur fights behind you?
Unlike the first fight, it saw Paulie Ayala in the power punching department landing 216 of 377, 57% through 8 rounds.
But it's a very interesting fight, and Bones has shown that he has the ability to win this fight if he would just stay busy, throwing punches, dipping at different angles, doing little tricky moves. Because he has more diversification in things that he can do compared to Paulie. Paulie is pretty much predictable, but he's consistent
And persistent. Is an overachiever who has become an achiever late in his career.
Because he doesn't have the tools that most of the other gifted fighters have. But his gift, baby, he just worked hard every time out.
always in good condition. Bones has been doing a very good job when he just put in a rope lately. He's picking fighters off there, beautiful. Although he's not been effective in hurting him in the ropes anymore. Now getting beaten to the punch. He's catching all of those punches so far at this point. He's catching them on his glove.
Still, though, Adams has done a good job of slowing him down slightly here in the ninth round.
Yeah, it's an angle. It's a good right hook by Paulie right there.
Adams game right here, picking his spot, and as Larry mentioned, beating Ayala to the punch.
But after he finishes up, Ayala always comes back or something.
Adams working himself back into the fight.
On March 9, Boxing After Dark returns with undefeated lightweight champion Paul Spadafora, putting his title on the line in his hometown of Pittsburgh against one of the most colorful fighters in the sport, Angel Man Freddy. And on March 23, Prince Nassim Hamed makes his return to the ring for the first time since his loss last April to Marco Antonio Barrera. The Prince will take on Manuel Calvo. Also that night, former world champion Johnny Tapia takes on Angel Vasquez. HBO, a heart and soul of boxing.
I'm putting the left with my hand, okay? So now put his left around, and let's do what we've been working to do now, okay? Make him look stupid, let's put it together. See? Let's step up, okay? Right? Come on, Tom, let's go. Let's go, Tom. Come on. No. Second.
Maybe Bones Adams had a master plan to face himself because he's looked a whole lot better in the last half of the fight.
Well, whatever he's going to do, he's got to have to do it now. If he pulls these rounds out, he can possibly pull the fight out. But he's going to have to let it all go right now.
Harold Mandalay, how do you have the fight scored through 9?
Okay, Fred. Bones Adams, a little tricky style, like Emmanuel said. Moves to the right, throws a right hand. There was one punch at a time stuff in round 9. That gave him the 9th round. They also gave him the 8th, but he also landed some good right hands. But to tell you the truth, he gave up an awful lot of the early rounds. 87, 84, 6 rounds to 3, Paulie Ayala. I mean, Paulie Ayala had it all, but, in advance the first 5 rounds, whether Bones can catch up, very questionable. There we go.
I have it 5 rounds before.
Adams outlanding.
Although I think Ayala's ahead by more than that. That's how my scorecard reads. Sometimes you look down at your scorecard and it's telling you something different than your eyes are telling you.
Adams outlanding Ayala in the 9th round. Hasn't happened very often during the fight.
And that's the kind of fight that he needs to fight. After he lands a punch, move off, step off to the angle, and start pulling straight back. So there he stood straight up and relaxed after he landed a few punches, and that's when Paulie comes right back. You can't land a punch on Paulie Ayala and stand back and admire your work.
Because he'll get the last word.
It's the last word. You can't go straight back for them either. Bones lands the punches, looks effectively, and then he does not have the the pattern or the habit of being consistent behind them. And therefore the fights are always going to be close. He's going to these close fights all day long.
Let him up! Let him up!
Quick left counter by Bones Adams.
Paulie's coming back. Bones lands good punches. If he can land the punches and get away without getting hit on the tail end punch, he'd be okay.
We're witnessing 2 rematches this evening. Larry Merkin, let's talk about some other possibilities for the rest of the year.
Could be the year of the rematch. See what we're looking at tonight. Bobby Duran, who had that wonderful lightweight fight in January, could be a rematch there. Winky Wright could be fighting Bronco McCart again somewhere down the road this year. Herrera Morales, of course, that's the one everyone's looking forward to. It seems that Mosley and Forrest are now negotiating for an immediate rematch. Then, of course, Felix Trinidad is coming back, and he's hoping to fight the winner of De La Hoya and Vargas at the end of the year. And the Jones-Hopkins rematch being negotiated, not an easy negotiation.
Round number 11. A lot of punches, just like you did with that, but think of your defense.
Championship rounds now for Bones Adams and Paulie Ayala. Ayala, no stranger to rounds 11 and 12 for the last 6 fights of his career.
If Bones out here corner has studied the pattern of judging of Nevada officials, they will know he's got to go wide open in these last 2 rounds. You saw what happened with Trinidad and De La Hoya, Trinidad Whitaker and De La Hoya. The Nevada judges like a guy who looks consistent and is very busy, and they don't tolerate a guy that's trying to run away from the fight. Even though he's winning the fight at his own pattern, he still needs to avoid getting hit with those little clean-up punches at the end.
You think he's winning the fight, man?
I think he's doing a much better job, but still I'm looking at Paulie as just a consistency there. And that's the big factor right there. And I'm beginning to think like in the battle judge is something about tonight.
I think that Adams fell way behind, and either he just decides to lose comfortably because he's not showing me any fire here. He's a professional. He's been around the block for a long, long time, since he's 15 years old. He knows what's going on. If he wants to win the fight, he's going to have to make a big effort, and I don't see the effort coming.
Well spoken,
Thank you, man.
Come on, hurry up, work out, work out.
Manuel, you talked about it all night. Regardless of what Clarence Bones Adams is able to do, from an offensive standpoint, Paulie Ayala is always right there at the end.
Yeah.
Those one or two more punches.
And even when you think Paulie's hurt, he'll still come back with the punch fight. Paulie does very well when he punches, but it's just that Paulie's just too consistent.
Right hook upstairs by Paulie Ayala.
Him up. Hurry up, fella.
Seemingly, the last two rounds, Paulie's accuracy has picked up. He's not getting hit as much as he was earlier, and he's landing much sharper punches on Bones than those exchanges now.
Ayala even took a moment to admire his work there.
Well, he said this is his type of a fight there. He's perfectly at home.
Don't put him down. Keep him.
Two fighters touch gloves here in the 12th and final round. Harold, how do you have the fight scored?
Okay, Fred, I tell you, Fred, 10 and 11. Bones Adams knew he was behind. He had to know he was behind. He should have come out and fought like heck. Paulie Ayala came out and fought like heck. 107, 102, 8 rounds to 3. Paulie Ayala, he swept the last 2 rounds. He's got this fight in the bag. If Bones doesn't come on like a true champion, he can't win.
Ayala may be remembering in the last fight, he took the 12th round off, deciding to be more of a factor here in the later round.
Look out. Quick, step back, please, fellas.
Good job, Ayala.
Ayala spins Adams with a straight left hand.
Ayala is punching more accurate with his punches than he laid down there.
And coming up with fire.
Maybe that's why Paulie Adams, Bones Adams doesn't want to come to him.
Yeah. Bones is looping his shots, and Paulie's shooting much more straight and still accurate punches.
Direct hit.
That's what I was trying to say.
Let him up, let him up. Come on, Paulie.
Now there's a cut under the right eye of Bones Adams.
There's a lot of button going on between the two, and as you can see, it's really bothering Bones a lot, but he's the one that's being better for the most part.
Don't push him down. Come on, Paulie.
Ayala lunging forward with a straight left hand,
Come on.
connecting to the head of Bones Adams.
Don't see any desperation or urgency in Adams.
Work out.
He's a defeated fighter.
Paulie Ayala.
Let him up.
Every punch that Adams throws should have knockout written on it. There's nothing to lose.
Ayala said he doesn't like rematches,
Work out, watch your head.
but I don't know why. He seems to perform pretty well whenever he steps into the ring with a fighter for a second time. You'd be hard-pressed to find any major disputes on any judge's scorecard this evening.
You got it. Look at it.
Paulie Ayala walked over to Manny Stewart and Larry Merchant and said, I did it this time.
Your mouthpiece out.
Got me on the front step. I'm going to look at it.
Look at the punch set. That is phenomenal.
Yeah. I'll say the drug for you. Well, Anthony Aaliyah, that was for you, baby. This was for, thank you, Jesus, King of Kings and Lord of Lords, baby. That's woo! All right, let's bring in Harold Letterman to see how he has the fight.
Okay, Fred. I tell you, absolutely no doubt about this one. Paulie Ayala just backed him up, chased him out of the ring, and beat him up. Good right hooks, good right jabs, solid straight left hand. I mean, this is the kid for southpaw, has got a right hand that can kill you. He just whacked him with that right hook, whacked him with the combination. There is no doubt about it. 117, 111, 8 rounds to 3. 9 rounds to 3, pardon me. Paulie Ayala.
All right, Harold, after the first fight. All right, let's turn it inside the ring now to Michael Buffer with the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds, we go to the Budweiser scorecard. Dwayne Ford and Paul Smith both scored the bout 118 to 110. Patricia Jarman Manning has it 117 to 111. The winner by unanimous decision and still the IBO Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, Paulie Ayala.
Paulie Ayala walked over to the edge of the ring and at the end of the fight, he said, I should have no problems with the punch stat numbers this time around. Here are the total punches. 353 out of 814, landing at a 43% clip. Very solid for Ayala. Adams landing over 100 less. And the power shots were the real difference here tonight for Paulie Ayala. 299 of 560. A very workable 53%. Larry Merchant is standing by with the victorious pugilist.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Sorry. Paulie, congratulations. It seems a little strange that you didn't have to eke this one out.
Oh, no, I was prepared. But, first of all, I want to give thanks and praise to my Lord Jesus, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. Paul Anthony Aaliyah, that's for you, baby. Woo! Back to your question. Yeah, I worked hard. I seen some things that I did wrong on the tape that I could have changed, which was the straight left, which landed more effective this time, and my double jab.
Were you surprised, given how well he did with the officials last time and with many people who saw the fight, that he elected to change the way he fought you instead of going at you and standing with you?
Like I said on rematches, that was as hard as it's going to get, and not very many people want to repeat a fight like that. But I'm willing to go put everything on the line and go all out.
Are you saying that he gave it his best shot last time
And gave it this time, but just
he wasn't willing to challenge you again in that way?
No, you seen how he was getting caught anyway, regardless. Those punches hurt. Even though I don't have all the knockouts to my credibility, but I keep them at bay.
All right, there have been discussions of you now perhaps fighting the winner of Barrera and Morales. Are you prepared to step up another half-weight class?
I'm prepared for the 8-figure purse, yeah. I'm prepared, David.
8 figures?
8 figures.
Okay, so you want 10 million to fight them.
Exactly. It's never enough, Thank you.
You seem always to be surprised by how well you've done in the last couple of years, as though you never expected to get this far. Why is that? You know, you only dream it, but when you surpass your dreams, I mean, it comes so surreal. I mean, you're like, man, what else could come next? You know, I mean, just God is so good. He's blessed us greatly.
Thank you very much, Paulie.